live your myth is something that Carl Jung talks about, and I think it's really more important than a lot of people make it out to be. So basically, living your own myth, it means that you should live like a myth, like an actual myth. Because a lot of people will see live your myth like, oh, you have to live like yourself, like how you want to live. But that's not really how I see it, and I don't think that's how Carl Jung saw it as well. I think it means more of like, you need to live as, how would your myth be? What would you want your myth to be, right? It's like, if we have an example here, Circa said that he didn't want to be remembered as the guy who just got women, right? He wanted to be remembered as the guy who brought people to Christ, esoteric stuff and all of that. And that's basically the same thing. Like, you need to figure out like, what do you want your myth to be? What do you want to do? What is your purpose? What is your individualization? And I'll make other videos about that, like how do you find out what you want to do? How do you find out all that stuff, right? I'll make more videos on that, but just real quick in this video, right? How do you live your own myth? Like, what does that entail? So living your own myth, basically, it's like, what do you want your myth to be about? Do you want it to be you were the strong guy, you were the social guy, you were the... And you'll always know this because what do you research on your spare time? Do you research like social skills? Do you research getting women? Do you research the gym stuff? Do you research... And gaming isn't your passion, whatever. Like, even if you research that in your spare time, that's irrelevant, all right? That's never your passion. I don't think it's even top esporters' passion. And yeah, I don't think that's anything, because you wouldn't want your myth to be like, oh, the gamer, like that's what your children are gonna remember you for. I don't think a lot of people want that, and I don't think you want that. So really, you would want your myth to be usually some kind of achievement, whether it be social or like maybe you master the skill. Like, I don't know, maybe 50% of children in Sweden want to become like football stars. They want to become Ronaldo or whatever. They want that to be their myth. And it's like, you need to live according to this principle. And a good way to live according to that principle is really just think like, what would your higher self do? Because we can all get that image of like, what is the perfect self? Maybe if you're fat, it's you with a six-pack. And usually it's something like you're smiling. Like, maybe it's you with a Ferrari, you with a Lambo or something like that. But it's usually never like you're sad or you're just normal. It's usually that you're happy and you're smiling in the vision, right? And I do think that everyone here can imagine themselves as their perfect form. And really, if you can draw, then that would be great, because or maybe you can like use an AI or something to make an image to make it even more clear in your head, right? Just take a picture of yourself and put it into the AI image generator and make like whatever you want to do. Like, you want a Lambo, you want to have a six-pack, you want to be fit, like whatever you wanted to do, put that into the AI just to make it a clearer image. Unless you have that like talent, you can just see the image, right? You can see the image of your higher self, and that guy is usually living out your myth. Like, that guy has the six-pack, that guy is social, that guy does get women. Like, he usually lives out your myth perfectly, and that's really what you have to aspire to get. And I'll make more videos to find out like, what is your myth, what is your goal, what is your purpose. And those videos will probably call something about individualization, right? But I really do think it's so important, the saying like, you need to live your own myth. Because it's not just like live your own life, this like fortune cookie advice. It's live your own myth. Like, how would you like to be remembered? What would you like to be remembered for? And it can even be like a normal life, just like your social, or you were the guy who everyone liked, or whatever it is, bro. Like, it can be whatever, or you were the chess champion at middle school, or whatever it is, bro. Like, and I do recommend actually setting like big goals, like chess grandmaster and professional footballer, like the best in the world and everything. Like, I do recommend setting massive goals for your perfect self, because if you can see that perfect self that has achieved it, then you can know it's possible, bro. Like, we're living in the world of creation. We don't create stuff. All the sacred geometry, all the forms already exist in our head. The form of you having a Lambo is possible because you can think it. You've seen other people with Lambos, so why couldn't you get a Lambo? Of course you can get a Lambo, right? You just need to work towards it. And that's really the important thing. Like, your myth is definitely achievable. You just have to tune into the frequency. And what I recommend for like getting towards that is well, another video, because I'll be making like a lot of videos on that manifestation. Like, I'm not this gay manifestation. I hate using that word because these people use it like climate manifestation and all of that stuff. I don't mean that stuff. I mean Rudolf Steiner, I mean Carl Jung, I mean Jesus Christ. Like, actually the Bible talks about it, if you believe it's like some verses have secret meanings, right? And yeah, like, I'll be doing a lot of videos on that, manifesting what you want. So just check for those videos. But just really quick, it's about you seeing yourself and living in that self. You're living in the future self that has accomplished your myth, right? You're living in that future self that has the six-pack, that has the Lambo, that whatever it is, you're living in that reality. And the better you do it, the better it goes for you. Because like, if you actually act, you start talking like this future self. Okay, maybe you wouldn't cuss so much if you're in a Lambo or something, because you've been wanting to stop cussing or whatever it is. And like, when you start believing or like basically role-playing this character, then it will start to align, because this character doesn't just sit in his sofa on Sunday evenings, right? He's at the table working on something. He's working on his laptop, right? So this perfect self wouldn't really be doing the stuff that you're doing. And if you can role-play that perfect self, then really your character will start to more align with that. Because like, let's say you act something for a long time. Like, if I try to act gangster or something like at school, then gradually over time, maybe I can make the shift, like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this now that I'm entering university or whatever. Maybe you can do that, but you can never really like, you can never fully return to that past self without starting to live in it for a long time and then gradually adjusting. But since you've been acting like the gangster guy, your identity has started to shift towards that. And yeah, I'll be making more in-depth videos. If that was way vague, I'll be making like biblical examples, Jungian examples, especially Rudolf Steiner, like examples of his writing and stuff. More in-depth videos on that. But this video was just about the, like, you need to start living your own myth, bro. And it's definitely a way to find purpose, because when you're trying to live, when you're living the myth that you want, it's not just that you're waking up and like, okay, what do I do today to fulfill my dopamine and like just to have fun and stuff, but you're actually depressed. It's like, okay, well, I'm working towards this myth that I really want to achieve. Then you have a goal, you have a direction, you have drive towards a certain point. And yeah, that's it, bro.